All right, we're going to talk about Agar punches. Now, there are these medical punches that they use for grafting. For example, they will punch out a circular hole, perfect circular piece of skin from people to graft it, to put it, I guess, into other places for medical purposes. Now, they sell some of those that are disposable on Amazon. I haven't bought one, and I'm not sure how they work. They can be pretty expensive. They range from around $10 to $30 or more for just one. They also sell them in different sizes, from like 1.5 millimeters to like, I think 8 millimeters or maybe even more. Now they're expensive, so I thought I would buy this handy dandy punch. It looked really good. It's stainless steel, and it was cheap. I think it was like $12, and it looked like something that I could heat up with my lighter to sterilize and all that stuff. The problem is it didn't work because everything is stainless steel except the core. See that gray stuff? That's plastic. So I can't heat sterilize it. I wouldn't risk just doing alcohol on this and sterilizing this with heat and then that with alcohol. You're most probably going to get contamination on your agar. So this, I ended up not being able even to try it. That sucks. I guess you could sterilize it in a pressure cooker, but if this plastic doesn't melt, but you only be able to use it once, because after that you may transfer contamination from here to your new agar. So the operation was a success, but the patient died. Can't use this. What I have used is, and what I started with is this. This is my DIY punch. And I have a whole video on how to make it and how to use it. Now, the only other thing you need to do is you need to sharpen this, because if you don't, it'll just push through and make a mess. Sharpening is a bit of a pain. You need one of these. Sharpen it that way. This works great, and I'm going to demonstrate. There's only one problem, and I use it like that. There's only one problem with it. I stopped using it because even though it's real easy and fast, this takes a long time to cool down after you heat it. And if I'm doing a lot of agar work, I have to put it aside and wait a long time. My ADHD can't handle that, so I stopped using it. I just went back to an X-Acto knife. Now, I've mentioned this before as well. I'm going to demonstrate this too, that I used to use a normal X-Acto knife. Then I discovered this one. It's real thin, and the agar doesn't stick to it as much because it's not as wide. I'm going to show you the difference in a minute. You could also use other tools to help you, like tweezers, loop tool. This one is handmade with from a wire, and this is an X-Acto, thinner X-Acto handle. And I also have this surgical steel, stainless steel, kind of like a scoop type of thing that I've used. But to be honest, after I started using this, the only thing I use this for is for inoculating spores. Now, let me first show you the handy dandy punch tool. Now let's imagine that we have some mycelium on here, and I'm going to transfer mycelium from here to a new clean agar cup or plate, whatever you want to call it. We can do this. Of course, I'm doing this outside, this is just for demonstration purposes. Now look at this. This is from potato flakes, and this is not contamination. It's just a piece of potato flake. I get that every now and then, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt anything. Now here's the thing. You would have to first sterilize this. The first time I wipe it down with alcohol. After the alcohol, I heat this. So I heat this up. It will not get red because it's just too thick. Then I push it back like this, see? Push it back. And then heat up this. Heat up inside. Turn it around a bit. Heat this part up. All that stuff. Now, like I said, then afterwards you may want to hit this again because it was in there. It should be okay. Now, the thing is you have to set this aside because the ring part may not be a problem when you punch the agar. It's still going to grow. But if this is hot, you're putting a hot piece of metal right on top of your agar, and you're going to kill it. So set this aside and wait. That's the part I don't like. The X-Actos are real thin. They cool down super quick. So here's the thing. You prepare this. Now another drawback of this tool versus the X-Acto is that I need to take this lid off completely because I need to punch it from the top. Where with the X-Acto, I can go in from the side like this. I just lay it on top, lift it up. I'm holding it like that, and then I can do my thing, and it's less exposed. Now I do it in a SAB, in a steel air box. So if you did it in front of a flow hood, shouldn't be a problem. But still, you are exposed a lot more. So let's go back to the punch. Now this is the sharp end, and we pull this back. We find the spot we want to get, press it down. You may want to turn it like this a little bit to make sure. And then here's the other thing. Sometimes it doesn't want to come out. So you have to angle it a bit. It's right there, see? It's fast, it's easy, super simple. Now we would set that aside, come over here. And the cool thing is you can drop it right exactly in the middle where you want it. Press down. So you would press down like that. Boom. It's right there. I hope you can see it. If we had some real mycelium, you could see it better. Now, one more time. Let's say I want it from over here. Pull this back. Press down. Turn it a bit. And then go sideways. See, it almost falls out. So you got to be careful. You don't drop it. Find where you want it. Push down a bit and drop it. The other thing is I like to put my mycelium down facing the new agar. Another thing about the disposable ones that they sell on Amazon is I don't know if they have they should have the pushing action to get it off, because if not, I don't know how you would get them out of there. But I haven't used one yet, and to be honest, I'm not gonna buy one. All right, so let me show you the difference between these two X-Actos, the thin one and the wider one. Let me do the thin one first. So like I said, I hold it up here, I can pull it back, and I can just do it here, but you won't be able to see much. So let's do it out in the open. You can do a square, you can do a triangle, I don't know why I sometimes do triangles, sometimes squares, depending on my mood. So let's pretend that I'm getting some mycelium from here. I'm going to do the triangle first. So we go here, boom, and boom. And here's what I've found. I don't know if you can see, but I stick it from the side. I'm going to show you. I get it in the middle of the thickness. That's where I pinch it. If you get it from the bottom, it's just floating on here and it can fall. If you pinch it, you're good. So we go to the new agar, and I usually turn it upside down so that the mycelium is facing the agar. It doesn't matter. So I would put it right in the middle, but I'm going to put it to the side so I can do some more demonstrations. I usually put it right here, but I'm going to put it on the side. So then you press it down a bit, and then you turn it. Now, when you turn it, it comes out. If you don't turn it, let me show you. Let's say I have it here. If I don't turn it, it's a pain in the butt to get it out. Well, look what happened. But if it's on the side, like I said, let me get that. So if you turn it, it comes right out. I have another video showing this, but I just want to show you the difference between all the stuff you have to do instead of the hole punch. The hole punch is a lot easier. So now I'm doing a square. I lift it up a bit and I pinch it in the middle. See that again? I'm not scooping from the bottom, I'm pinching it. And it's very stable here. So now we go here, and you can not turn it around. I like to turn it upside down, and then you just turn up there. After I turned, I just wiggled it a little bit and punched into the agar. That's it. Now, remember what I always say, our mantra: the more you mess with it, the more it can contaminate. So I don't like to start pushing it around and stuff. If I didn't get it right where I want it, where it landed, that's where it stays. Because when you push it around, you can get some pieces of mycelium that grow separate and they may contaminate. You got more points where it could contaminate. Okay, and then flip it around and we turn it around. Yeah, it'll work. I just find that this one is faster and easier for me, but a regular X-Acto will work. Okay, now let's do one where I don't poke it in the middle so you can see the difference. Let's do another triangle. And I'm gonna pick it up from here. Let's say I scoop it. Look at this mess. All right, it's not, whoop, see, it fell. When I scoop it, I poke it in the middle. And try not to go in too far either, because then when you get to put it, it doesn't want to come off. So when you do scoop it, and I could get it right from here, look, I could just go like that and get another square right next to it. And that would make it easy to get it right in the middle. But let's say I don't have that. I just pinch the tip, the very tip. The less I can pinch, the better. Because that way when I go over here, I can just go around, twist it, boom, and it's off. So that's it. That's why I stopped using my handy dandy punch tool. Now my friend Anthony, he loves these things. He's got one of those disposable ones, I believe. And that's all he uses, and that's fine. My thing is, if I'm going to do a lot of transfers, waiting for this thing to cool down, I don't have the patience. My ADHD will not be able to handle that. These, and that's the other good thing about the thinner one, it has less surface area, so it cools down a bit faster than this one, although they both cool down fast. So I hit this. Look, I can get it red hot. And I heat it up all the way down. And then I set it aside for just a little bit, like you've seen me do. But pretty quick, it's already very cool. Of course, you wouldn't touch it if you're going to use it. But see, it's already fine. I could use it right now. So in just seconds, just 30 seconds, you're ready to go. So yeah, I just wanted to go over the different types of punches and how to use them. Another thing about this one is you'd probably have to hit it a couple times because it won't cut on this side. I thought this was going to work, but the plastic is not going to let me. All right. Hope this helps.